Hey guys, welcome to a set review for SSTCG. I'm here with my friend Kevin with his Quints deck.
Hi. So today I'm actually covering 8-door Quints, and I will be talking about the deck in its current. This is with volumes 1 and 2 currently. I'm currently covering the deck in its current state. It's doing it's doing pretty well in the meta. I think it's a good choice right now. It's a strong deck with a good plussing engine and a fairly good finisher as well. So to start off with, we're running 4 of the Nino runners. The fresh from the bath Nino Nakano. It's an oversized beater. As long as you control another Quints character, so basically if you're playing a game with another character, it gains 3/5 power and it can run to middle center. There's strong choices in the meta currently, just to deny your opponent's pluses on their turn. Essentially field pluses. So that's what we're running for our quote unquote beater. Next we are running the Itsuki Chiori. The effects of this is it's a level 0 bomb. So if it's a level 0, it gets reversed. If it gets reversed, if it's a level 0, it also reverses. And like I said, the second effect is a Chiori. So on death Chiori. So when it dies, you can discard a character, discard a card, and look at up to the top 4 and add a level 1 or higher. Usually a very good option if you need to mill, if you need some deck speed. It also helps you fix your hand as well in case you get clogged with climaxes or such things like that. Next, you're running this Ichika. Its on play ability is you can choose a card from your hand, put it into stock, and then it doubles as a second effect as a climax swap. So you can use that stock that you put in from your hand to swap out a climax with one in your waiting room. So it's a good way to fix your climaxes in case if you need the level 1 climax at 1 or 3, the level 3 climax at 3. Next up is the Itsuki. So it has 2 abilities. Usually you'll be using the first ability, which is this card can rest itself to give one of your characters 500 power, and the ability to on reverse kick it to clock bomb your opponent. So this is a very good tech against cards that like currently in Hololive that have effects on death that can plus them cards if they need to fix 4 cards, or even just disrupt their colors or experience of whatever it may be. But it also doubles up to remove any kind of pesky board, sticky boards that they might have, like 1/1 encores or things of that nature. Very good card. A lot of Quints will be running this as well. Even in the standby deck, this is actually used a lot. Next up would be 4 Rickies. So the Ichika Riki is on play. Look at the top card. You can choose to leave it there or mill it. And the second effect, like the namesake, is Riki. You can pay 1, clock yourself to search for a level 1 or lower. So essentially, it searches out your level 1 combo, or whatever you may need at the time. Usually, it would search out the combo. As to whether you want to use the Scry ability is up to your own discretion. For the most part, with the Riki, I usually just use the Ricky first and then scry afterwards. But in the cases, I guess, if you need to be using the Ricky later in the game, it's more relevant to scry first and then search. Next up, one of the more unique cards for this deck is the Brainstormer. So while it's on field, it gives your entire hand +1 to hand size, which is very powerful and a very powerful effect for the most part, and it plays into one of the strengths of the deck, which is to basically have a ginormous hand and be able to finish your opponent off with a strong finisher that's completely costless in stock and only require hand. But this is one of the best. This is one of the strong points of the deck, as it becomes very relevant later, especially with the level 1 combo. Its second effect is as during your turn, if you have 5 more cards in hand, which usually isn't a problem, considering you have plus hand size and the level 1 combo, which I'll talk about later. It becomes a global 500 on your turn only. And then the last effect is it's a brainstorm effect. For every door that you do hit, you get to search as a tap self brainstorm. And which is usually not a problem, considering you're playing a door. You'll have plenty of selection if you trigger doors. So, that being said, this is one of the main reasons why the deck is completely restricted to playing 8 door, and it's almost completely Itsuki based outside of level 0. And then the last 0 that you have is this Yotsuba. It's a double filter. It's a pay 1 discard to salvage, and then a pay 1 discard to search. So in case you need either or, this becomes an option for you to have. And more often than not, I usually don't have it, but having a discard filter in your hand and just having access to one is just in general an on-demand salvage or search is always good. Moving on to level 1. As I was talking about earlier, the level 1 combo is it's the 1-0 Itsuki. And it's one of the best cards, honestly one of the best plussing combos in Weiss right now, from my personal standpoint. And it's only, I shouldn't say it's one of the best, but it's a very strong combo in this deck in particular because of the brainstorm effect giving you additional hand size. So with the additional hand size, so let me explain the card's effect. The card's effect is when you use starter ability, it gets additional 1/5 power, and which plays into how the rest of the deck is built as well. But the climax combo is on attack, you can discard a card, and this is actually the climax combo here. So it combos with this door in particular. So on attack, you may discard a card to look at the top 3 of your deck, add all the characters or a particular event to your hand, rest go to waiting room. So on average, if you do not hit any climaxes, this will more than likely give you a +2 during the turn. So playing with 3 on board essentially pluses you 6. That being said, it doesn't give you the best selection for hand, but card quality is not really an issue when you're playing with doors and ways to filter for what you actually need as well. But it's definitely a very strong combo playing into the brainstorm, because ending the turn with 8 gives you a lot of strengths, and it actually becomes even stronger with the movie set coming next year. Moving on is the 1/1 Itskis. So the effects of this Itsuki is when you use the startup ability, you can choose one of your characters, give it 1k power for the turn, and it can activate the startup ability itself by resting itself and giving power equal to the number of Quints characters on your field currently. So it synergizes very well with the 1/0 Itsuki. So essentially, you can climb to A5 on your turn, 9/5 with the climax, if you are comboing. Possibly 10/5 actually, if you choose to distribute the 1k power to the Itsuki. So 10/5 swinging in on one lane on a 1/0 is incredibly strong. It gets over most characters and backups in that range. So a very strong combo and very strong synergy between these two. I play one of the Adachi, or the early play anti-change. So when this card reverses a level 3 or... well, I shouldn't say a level 3, but if it reverses a character higher than its current level, your opponent's current level, it kicks it to memory. So it removes pesky boards or pesky early plays, especially that are played in decks like Hololive, the Kanata, the Rushia, even Mushoku Tensei. You can also get rid of the Ghislaine, the Tutu Ghislaine, if they choose to put it up in front. Trying to think of what else, but those are some of the ones I can think of at the top of my head. But a very strong card, a very good tech card. Next, I play the 3 of the 1/0 Itsuki levels 1/0 Siders. So we're playing this Suicider actually, 1 as a Suicider, but 2 as an effect. When you play a Climax, its first effect when you play a Climax, it gains 1k power, and it gains the effect pay 1 to Twin Drive, or to pay 1 trigger check twice. Giving us plenty of ways to clean our stock if we need to, if we happen to trigger doors by any chance. And sometimes the 1k power is relevant. It becoming a 5k, possibly 5/5 with the Itsuki Brainstorm is very relevant. And it can get over most 1 combos on the backswing. So a very strong card as well. For me personally, I'm also playing 3 backups. This is to set the 3 of the 1/0 2k backups to synergize with the Itsuki. So with the Itsuki, every time you do use a startup ability, which means that when you activate the backup ability, it procs the Itsuki ability. So it turns your Itsukis into 6Ks, and then 8Ks with the backups on defense. So for the most part, that will usually protect your Itsukis. So if you happen to have another door in your hand, you can combo again next turn, and just snowball from there. Next up is the level 2s. I play only 2 level 2s, one being the 3k memory kick counter. I play the blue memory kick counter to help me synergize well if I choose to run the Icy Tail as well. But in this current build, which I will talk about a little bit later, which I may be changing at some point, I will most likely not be running this later on. Anyways, next, the second backup that I am playing is the anti-change. the pay to sack character from your field to anti-change to waiting room. Just a standard anti-change. If I need a, it also doubles as a anti-reverse mechanism too, in case my opponents are playing an auto-reverse combo. I can deny them the reverse off this card as well. And then moving on to level 3. I am playing 2 early plays. 2 different kinds of early plays. First one being this Itsuki. So this Itsuki, as long as you control 4 or more Itsukis, it gets -1 level in hand. And on play, it will heal. At the start of your next opponent's attack phase, I can choose one of your opponents that cannot reverse. So it's actually an anti-bomb mechanism on this card. It actually counteracts this card. So in case you're playing the mirror or you're playing anything that wants to punish you for playing early playing, you can deny them by playing this card. Its last ability actually is when you use the startup ability, it gains 3k power, putting it at 11k, plus the backups power, whatever it may be. So it also synergizes well with all the backups that we do play, and on top of the 1/1 Itsuki that we also play. The second early play that I am playing is this 3/2 Itsuki. On play, if I have 4, if I have 4 or more on field, it gets -1 level hand. When it comes into play, I can look at the top X. X is equal to number of quintuplets on my field, and choose that card and add it to my hand. And then the last effect is during my turn. If all my characters are Quints, it gains 500, I believe. Sorry, 1/5, and an additional 1k during my turn. So it's a good beater and helps me dig for if I need a climax or if I need anything in particular. This will help me get what I need into my hand.
Can you move your mat back a little bit?
Okay, sure. And then the last card that I'm playing is the finisher, the 3/2 Itsuki. I'll play draw 2, drop 1. So it replaces itself, helps you dig a little bit into your deck. And the climax combo is on attack. I can choose to discard 3 cards, and my opponent burns 1 and then burns 4. So more often than not, you have 3 instances of damage, 1 from the first burn, 1 from the burn 4, and it's a final attack as well. So good finisher, heavily costed because of the hand for normal decks, but with this deck, it has, with the level 1 Itsuki, the Brainstorm, and just everything else that and the fact that you're running 8 gates as well, it never really is a problem, unless you're playing from behind, in which case things do happen. It is Weiss, but very strong finisher. Ideally, it would have been better to have it as if you could choose the order of the burns, but it's a mandatory burn 1, burn 4. But yeah, that's the entire deck for now. My thoughts on the deck: I think it's a very good deck. Not quite cream of the crop right now, but it has post results, which is not surprising considering the strength of the deck. But with the new set, a lot of actually this level 0 suite is replaced with more Itsukis, better filters, and a better finisher, but even better early plays as well. But yeah, what I would change in my build, I may in the future change the amount of backups that I'm playing. I may shift out of these Ninos for the current 0/0 backup, as long as you control a full field. The Itsuki is a 2k backup, and it also acts as a runner, a free runner on your turn. So it's a very strong deck. What else would I change? There is a, well, the early plays will also change as well because there will be easier early plays because this one is slightly restrictive with the Itsuki requirement. And there will be a better dig as well because the new deck will be playing the new finisher, which is burn 2 Mocha. It's burn 3 Mocha 2 or something ridiculous like that. But that being said, I'll have a new suite of healers, possibly more backups or running a different variety of backups, more consistent ways to get the 1-0 Itsuki into your hand to plus you like crazy. This Itsuki will actually be removed in the future for a level 0 Itsuki that is actually more synergistic, if you can believe it or not, than this one actually. But that's it. That's it for the deck. And if there's any questions, everyone is free to join the Utah Weiss Schwarz group. We're a small community that does play on Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturday, and Sundays in the Utah Valley. Well, the Salt Lake Valley rather.
Yeah,
but feel free to join the group. I try to post as much as possible for gatherings, trying to keep everybody updated on everything as well. But that's the first deck review for now. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched up to this point, then awesome. Thank you guys so much. And I have a couple questions before I end the video.
All right,
That's right
sure.
for you. What's your overall rating of the deck?
Overall rating, right now, I would say it's somewhere between a 7.5 and 8 out of 10, I guess.
Okay.
I think there's definitely flaws with the deck right now. But I definitely think this will, and it's been proven on the Japanese side that this will eventually become a tier 1 deck, or a tier 0 deck rather.
Okay.
Where it can contest decks like D-Side and 8 Standby Quints even.
So why 8-gate?
Well, 8-gate is the reason to play 8-gate is actually this brainstorm, because without playing 8 doors or gates, this brainstorm cannot function to its full potential because it requires you to hit a door or a gate trigger.
Is there any strengths that the 8 door has versus the 8 standby?
It doesn't bleed hand as bad. 8 standby is more of a board-based deck, a more field-based deck. It generates 8 standby. The 8 standby deck generally generates its advantage through field advantage. This is more This is more value-based. Because the Itsuki pluses you so much hand and is a great body on board. It's almost always value to keep the Itsuki on board if you can help it.
Alright, cool. That's it. Thank you guys again. Signing off.